Hi, my name is David Varela, and I'm going to talk about what would happen if Catalonia become independent of Spain. For some years now, the government of Catalonia has been demanding the government of Spain for a consultation in which Catalans and only Catalans can vote yes or no to separate themselves from Spain and be an independent state. So Carles Puigdemont, the Catalan president, gave the green light to the referendum without the approval of the central government, nor the constitution, and nor the constitutional court. After the consultation, Puigdemont announced that he would unilaterally declare the independence of Catalonia. Would an independent Catalonia be richer? First, we have to know that this is one of the most prosperous territories in Spain, as it represents the 19% of the total production of the country, and its GDP is above average. And the independists are convinced that the secession is the perfect solution to eliminate their public deficit and place themselves at the head of Europe. But according to the anti-independent, a new frontier would limit trade and investment in Catalonia, causing a disastrous drop of more than 20% of the GDP of the region's proclaimed independent republic. All this information I get out it from this article of the BBC and this one of Las Provincias. But what few doubt is that if you remove Catalonia from Spain, it is as if you remove Messi from Barcelona. We will explain this with a report published by the largest British bank, the HSBC. The study says that if this happens, Spain could lose more than 400 billion euro per year. We must know that the financial markets are terrified of political instability, and a new Spain without Catalonia would drive away investment in the country, more or less as it happened, and is happening in Britain with the Brexit. Now, I'm going to talk about the situation about concerning the European Union. Well, as we know, the European Union is a grouping of 28 countries and a common market that facilitates trade between them. This sounds very cool and profitable, but being part of it is difficult. More than 30 years ago, the European Union admitted Spain, but nothing was said about Catalonia. In fact, the day after the referendum, the European Commission issued a statement explicitly stating that a Catalonia constituted as a new territory would be outside the European Union. This would make it impossible to take advantage of its advantages, and considering that Catalan exports to the rest of Europe are over 58 billion euro, many people keep repeating that the ruin would be assured. One of the most vehemently defended arguments of the independence is the huge amount of money, the 8.3% of its GDP, given to the central government, offsetting the expenses of regions that do not contribute as much, and is the famous fiscal deficit. And they say if they manage to get rid of Spain, they would go from having 30 billion euro to 80 billion euro, which they could very well do to invest in employment or new political structures. On the other hand, Catalonia would have to pay a lot of things like 1.7 million pensioners, or the salaries of civil servants, or restructuring of powers. The constitution makes it very clear that no Spaniard can have, no Spanish person can have his nationality withdrawn. And this is the trump card that many Catalans use to preserve the privilege of their country of birth. Although it is not so simple. The civil code stipulates that in this case, those who want to obtain dual nationality could use some headings to apply for it before 3 years, but would only be if Spain validates independence. That would be almost a miracle. In the case of an unilaterally proclaimed independent Catalonia, customs and border posts would be established. Therefore, Catalonia would be outside the Schengen Agreement, which allows the free movement of persons through the member states. And the big question is what would happen to Football Club Barcelona. Spain's sports law says that if a team becomes part of another state, it would be out of the Spanish Football Federation and thus stop competing in the Spanish league. And this is not interesting for anyone because Barcelona wants to keep competing in La Liga, and La Liga wants Barcelona to compete in La Liga because it's one of the best clubs in the world, and it's interesting for the two parts. But an amendment approved in Spain in the Spanish Parliament would return the team to the league for the joy of every good sport lover. And as we can see, the future of the country is open to thousands of predictions. So, what do you think it is going to happen with the situation in Catalonia? And that's all. Thank you for watching and goodbye.